Good evening, and thank you for watching The Experience with your host, Stephen Bryan. Tonight we have a special guest, Miss Caitlin Hudson, Miss Alabama International 2015. Tonight we want to find out a little bit about her platform, and what she plans on doing with her future. So thank you for coming, Caitlin.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, we'd like to get started and just tell us a little bit about yourself, some personal background.
Well, I am 20 years old and a senior at Auburn University.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. I'm majoring in psychology, and I plan to attend a master's program in applied behavioral analysis next fall. So, heading to grad school.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I understand you're in summer school now, in the summer semester?
Yes, sir. I'm taking classes the first mini semester, so the second part of my summer I can focus on the Miss International pageant.
Good, good. And speaking of the pageants, tell us a little bit about how you got involved in that. How many years have you been pursuing this dream?
Oh goodness, it's been a long time. I started when I was 9 years old, I believe, and so I would say 1 or 2 a year, and then as I got older I started getting more serious about it, and I started competing in local Miss Alabama preliminaries, which led to me getting the title of Miss Alabama International. And so this summer I'm heading to Miss International.
Wonderful. And where's that pageant going to be?
The Miss International pageant will be held in Jacksonville, Florida, the last week of July and the 1st of August.
Wonderful. Well, we wish you good luck in that endeavor. How many girls will you be facing in that competition?
I'm not sure yet because prelims haven't finished. I think typically on average every year for the Miss category there's around 50 to 60 girls.
Okay. Good number in that field. The Miss Alabama pageant that you were in, how many were you in competition with in that pageant?
I was actually offered the title, so I'm going at large, but I interviewed with the national director, Mary, and we had a conversation for about 45 minutes, and she offered me the title. So that's how I am Miss Alabama International.
Great, great. Tell us about your family background. People recognize your name here locally. Tell us about some of your kinfolk here locally.
Well, my mother is Marcia McGilvery Hudson, and everyone knows her.
Yes.
Everyone. She will walk in somewhere and have a conversation for half an hour. And so my sister and I are used to that now. Mm-hmm. We can't go anywhere without, oh, you're Marcia's daughter. Yeah. So that's always nice. And then, let's see, Ricky McGilvery is my uncle, so everybody knows him around here too. I am very lucky to have a big support system here in Eufaula.
Caitlin, you've ran on a platform with Miss Alabama International that's very dear to my heart as well, and I've done some research since we've lined up this interview with you. And your platform is mental health awareness. Share with us a little bit about why you picked that topic and a little bit about that cut. How do you put that? Okay, Caitlin, your platform is mental health awareness. Done a little bit of background on that, and would like to hear what your thoughts are concerning that. I understand May is Mental Health Awareness Month. Tell us why you picked that as your platform.
Well, the Miss International pageant drew me in because of its emphasis on platform. And I have an issue that's very personal to my heart, and that is mental health awareness. It's something that has touched my family and I since I can remember. I lost my father to mental illness, an aunt to mental illness. My little sister lives with it every day. So it's something that has definitely faced my family and also the Wiregrass area in general. There have been so many teen suicides lately, and I chose this issue because I have a voice and I have a story and I can talk about it. My whole platform is about starting the conversation to end the stigma. And when we end the stigma, people will seek help.
Yes. That's it's a very touchy subject. For many years it's been let's hush, let's keep it in the closet, let's not talk about it. And that's added a lot to that stigma. I did notice that Glenn Close, I'm sure that you're familiar with her, a major actress, that her sister has bipolar, I believe, and she started
Yes,
that
sir.
type movement, and been doing a lot of reading about her material. And a lot of people are just scared to talk about the subject. As we talk about mental illness, tell us what you found in your research and in your life history. What helps make that better?
I really think, like I said, starting the conversation and feeling free to talk about it. I'm a psychology major at Auburn and plan to devote my future to mental health. And I feel like keeping the disease silent is our biggest issue right now. We have to talk about it and encourage others. Mental illness affects 1 in 5 individuals. So it's not something that we can brush under the rug.
Sure.
We have to take it seriously as cancer or heart disease.
Sure.
It can be treated, and so we have to support those who have mental illness and give them the support that they need to find that help.
When we talk about mental illness, what are the diagnoses that we normally see with that? We hear bipolar, we hear schizophrenia. What are maybe some of the other diagnoses that we hear when we're talking about mental illness?
Well, mental illness is a term that encompasses a lot of disorders. You could be talking about depression, anxiety, personality disorders, which include, your narcissistic personality disorder, your borderline personality disorder, even autism. There's so many different things that mental illness term encompasses that we don't necessarily think about.
In a lot of cases, you've got people that are sick and don't know it, or know that there's a problem but don't want to pursue the options of getting help. What can we do as the general public or as a family member to help someone first approach getting help? If you want to talk about it and they don't, or if they want to act like there's not a problem, are there any good buzzwords or good things out there in therapy that tells you this is how you should approach that?
I think first and foremost, as a family member, as a person in the general public, you have to educate yourself first and foremost. We're trying to pass some legislation right now with mental health first aid, which is a training program that will teach the general public and specifically teachers and first responders the symptoms that they need to look out for. So again, educating yourself with programs like that would really help. And then watching your language around those family members and loved ones, not saying, oh, you're crazy, or using the word psychotic or the R word. I think when you take those phrases out of your vocabulary, people might want to come up to you more and feel freer to talk to you about it.
Caitlin, thank you for interviewing with us this evening. Tell us a little bit about what you may have coming up along with your upcoming national pageant. What are some other things that you're involved in?
Well, July 19th in Abbeville at Calvary Baptist Church, we're going to have Greg Day come and perform. So we're going to do a gospel sing, and all of those proceeds will go to Glenn Close's nonprofit organization, Bring Change to Mind, which specifically creates PSAs in order to reduce stigma of mental illness. So that's the next big thing coming up, and then I will be getting ready for Miss International.
And you said that's in Jacksonville toward the end of July?
It's July 31st and August 1st.
Okay. All right. And then we wish you luck in that pageant and your future endeavors. What's a year down the road for Miss Caitlin? Tell us what your future holds a year from now, 5 years from now. What are your plans?
Yes, sir. I will always be an advocate for mental illness in some capacity. I hope to be a year from now getting an acceptance letter from graduate school My long-term goal is to become a BCBA, and so I want to be a behavioral analyst and work with children with autism and developmental disabilities, specifically targeting early intervention.
Okay, great, great. We appreciate you talking with us this evening. Great interview, great information that you had on a very special topic
Yes,
near and
sir.
dear to our heart, and we wish you luck in the future.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. This has been Stephen Bryan with The Experience. We hope you enjoyed this interview. We'll have more to come later.